Lisa Martinez stood at the window of the colony control center, watching the morning sun rise over New Eden. The sight always made her smile. Rolling green hills stretched to the horizon, dotted with small towns and farms. 2.5 million. People called this world home now. Children played in the streets below. Farmers tended their crops. It looked just like Earth, but better somehow. Cleaner, more peaceful. The alarm changed everything. Jake Thompson burst through the door, his face pale. As head of colony defense, Jake never looked scared. But today was different. His hands shook as he handed Lisa a datapad. "Ma'am, you need to see this. Our deep space sensors picked up something big coming our way." Lisa looked at the screen. Her heart stopped. Dozens of red dots moved toward their system. Each dot was huge. Much bigger than any human ship she had ever seen. "How many?" she asked. "At least 60 ships, maybe more. They'll reach us in 4 days." Lisa's daughter Amy ran into the room. At 12 years old, Amy spent most afternoons at the control center, after school. She loved watching the colony ships come and go. Today she saw the worried faces around her. "Mom, what's wrong?" Amy asked. Lisa pulled her daughter close. "Nothing, sweetheart. Just some work stuff." But it wasn't nothing. Jake pulled up more data on the main screen. The alien ships were like nothing in their databases. They looked organic, almost alive. Weird lights pulsed along their hulls in patterns. That hurt to look at. "What are they?" Lisa whispered. "Unknown. They're not responding to our messages. And Lisa..." Jake's voice dropped lower. "They destroyed everything in their path. The Kepler 438 mining station went dark 3 weeks ago. We thought it was equipment failure. Now we know better." Lisa felt cold. Kepler 438 had 3,000 people. Miners, engineers, their families, all gone. "Send out emergency signals," she ordered. "Contact Earth, contact the Terran Navy, contact everyone." Jake nodded and rushed to the communication station. Lisa watched him work, her arms still around Amy. Other colony officers filled the room. Dr. Kevin Walsh arrived, looking confused. Ryan Brooks, Jake's second in command, studied the alien ship data with growing alarm. "This is Colony Administrator Lisa Martinez broadcasting on all emergency frequencies," Lisa spoke into the microphone. "We are New Eden Colony in the Kepler 442 system. Unknown hostile forces approach our world. We have 2.3 million civilians. We need immediate military assistance." She sent the message out on every channel they had. Radio waves, quantum burst transmissions, even old-fashioned light speed signals. Anything that might reach someone who could help. Hours passed. Then a full day. No response. Jake's small defense fleet prepared for battle. 12 patrol ships and a handful of fighters. Good for stopping pirates or smugglers. Useless against 60 alien warships. "Any word from Earth?" Lisa asked on the second day. Jake shook his head. "Nothing. The Terran Navy is fighting rebel colonies in the Vega sector. They can't spare any ships." "What about other colonies?" "Too far away, or they don't have military ships either." Lisa felt desperate. She tried everything. She sent personal messages to every politician she knew on Earth. She contacted old friends in the military. She even tried to reach private security companies. Nothing worked. Amy helped record messages from the colony's children. Maybe if Earth heard kids asking for help, someone would care. "Please help us," Amy said into the recorder. "My name is Amy Martinez. I'm 12 years old. My mom says bad aliens are coming to hurt us. We don't want to die. Please send your ships to save us." Hundreds of children recorded similar messages. Lisa sent them all out into space, hoping someone with a heart would listen. On the third day, the alien ships reached the edge of their solar system. Jake's sensors showed them more clearly now. The ships were definitely alive somehow. They moved like sea creatures swimming through space. Tentacles and organic weapons covered their hulls. "They're scanning our planets," Ryan reported. "All of them, like they're looking for something." "Life," Dr. Walsh said quietly. Everyone turned to look at him. The colony's chief scientist rarely spoke during military briefings. "What do you mean?" Lisa asked. "I've been studying the sensor data. These ships, they're not just warships, they're hunting, looking for worlds with life on them." The room fell silent. Outside, people went about their normal day. They didn't know death approached from the stars. Lisa made one final broadcast that evening. Amy sat beside her along with other colony leaders. Their faces were grim but determined. "This is New Eden Colony," Lisa said. "We are humans. We came to this world to build new lives for our families. We have farmers and teachers, doctors and engineers. We have children who laugh and play and dream of growing up among the stars." She paused, looking at Amy. Her daughter squeezed her hand. "Tomorrow aliens will attack our world. We don't know why they want to hurt us. We only know that no one is coming to help. Earth cannot send ships. Other colonies cannot reach us in time. We are alone." Lisa's voice grew stronger. "But we will not surrender. We will not give up. We are human beings, and we protect what we love. If these aliens want our world, they will have to take it from us." The transmission ended. Lisa held Amy close as they watched the stars. Somewhere out there, 60 alien ships prepared to destroy everything they had built. Jake walked over to them. "Our defense ships launch at dawn. We'll buy you time to evacuate the cities." Lisa nodded. "How long can you hold them?" Jake was quiet for a moment. "Maybe a few hours, maybe less." That night, New Eden prepared for war. A war they could not win. A war where no help was coming. But they would fight anyway. Because that's what humans do. The first alien ship crossed into New Eden's atmosphere at dawn. Jake Thompson watched from the bridge of his patrol ship, the Defender. His small fleet of 12 ships hung in space between the aliens and their home. "All ships, this is Jake. Remember the plan. Hit and run, don't let them get close to you." The alien vessels were even more terrifying up close. They looked like giant jellyfish made of metal and flesh. Tentacles writhed around their hulls. Strange lights pulsed in patterns that made Jake's head hurt to watch. "Opening fire," Ryan Brooks called from his ship, the Guardian. Laser beams and missiles struck the nearest alien ship. For a moment, Jake felt hope. The weapons hit their target. Explosions bloomed across the alien hull. Then his hope died. The holes in the alien ship began to close. Like watching a wound heal, the metal and flesh grew back together. Within minutes, the ship looked perfect again. "What the hell?" Ryan shouted over the radio. More alien ships moved toward them. Jake counted at least 20 in the first wave. Each one was 3 times bigger than his largest patrol ship. "Fall back to position 2, Jake ordered. "Keep firing. Maybe we can slow them down." But the aliens weren't interested in a slow fight. The lead ship opened what looked like a mouth. A green beam shot out, hitting Ryan's ship. The Guardian's hull began to melt like ice in the sun. "Ryan, get out of there," Jake yelled. "I can't. Controls aren't responding. Something's wrong with my crew." Through the video link, Jake saw Ryan's bridge crew acting strangely. They moved like sleepwalkers, their eyes blank and staring. Some were laughing, others were crying. One man was trying to eat his own hand. "It's doing something to their minds." Dr. Walsh's voice came over the emergency channel. He was monitoring the battle from the planet below. "Some kind of neural field. Don't get too close to them." Ryan's ship exploded in a ball of fire. Jake felt sick. Ryan had been his friend for 10 years. They had served together, fought pirates together, shared drinks and stories. Now he was gone. "All ships, stay back. Maintain maximum distance," Jake ordered, but staying far away made their weapons less effective. The alien ships kept healing themselves faster than the humans could damage them. One by one, Jake's ships fell. The alien green beams were deadly. When they hit a ship, the crew went insane before they died. Jake watched good people lose their minds, screaming and laughing as their ships burned around them. On the planet below, Dr. Walsh worked frantically in his lab. During the fight, a piece of alien ship had crashed near the colony. Walsh managed to collect some of the strange biometal before it dissolved. Under his microscope, the material looked alive. It moved and pulsed like a heart. But worse than that, it was trying to eat everything around it. The metal sample table, the microscope lens. even the air itself. "Lisa, you need to see this," Walsh called Colony Administrator Martinez on the emergency line. "I'm busy evacuating the cities," Lisa replied. "What is it?" "These aliens, they don't just want to conquer us. They want to eat us. All of us. Everything alive on this planet." Lisa stopped what she was doing. "What do you mean, eat us?" "This biomaterial converts organic matter into energy. It's like a living fuel processor. I think these aliens travel from world to world, consuming all life, turning it into power for their ships." The truth hit Lisa like a physical blow. The aliens weren't invaders looking for territory. They were predators, and New Eden was their next meal. Meanwhile, Amy Martinez and her friend Tony Kim had organized the colony's children in the underground shelters. While adults panicked above ground, the kids worked together to keep communication systems running. "Amy, the transmitter in Sector 7 is down," Tony reported. He was only 10 years old, but he understood electronics better than most. "Adults, can you fix it?" Amy asked. "I think so, but I need to go outside." "No. Too dangerous. The aliens are landing now." Through the shelter's periscope, they could see the first alien ground forces. They looked like walking nightmares. Part plant, part machine, part something else entirely. They moved on dozens of legs, their bodies covered in weapons that grew out of their flesh. The creatures began hunting for humans. When they found people, the aliens didn't kill them quickly. They wrapped them in some kind of web and carried them away. The humans in the webs were still alive, but they couldn't move or scream. Jake's fleet was down to 3 ships. The Defender, Captain Morris Chen's Protector, and Lieutenant Sarah Davis's Swift Arrow. They had managed to destroy exactly 0 alien ships. Every time they damaged one, it healed itself. "This isn't working," Jake said over the radio. "We need a new plan." "What about ramming them?" Morris suggested. "Maybe if we hit them fast enough, the explosion will destroy them before they can heal." It was a suicide mission. Jake knew it. Morris knew it. They all knew it. "Do it," Jake ordered. "Morris, you take the big one on the left. Sarah, hit the one moving toward the capital city. I'll take the command ship." "It's been an honor serving with you, Jake," Morris said. The 3 remaining human ships accelerated toward the alien fleet. Jake pushed the Defender's engines to maximum power. Behind him, he could see his homeworld burning. Alien creatures swarmed across the surface, hunting his people. But just as the 3 ships prepared to ram the aliens, something impossible happened. Long-range sensors detected massive energy signatures at the edge of the solar system. Something big was coming through hyperspace. Something human. Amy's voice crackled over the radio from her underground shelter. "Mom, I'm still getting the emergency transmitter working. Someone might have heard us after all." Lisa looked up at the sky where alien ships blotted out the sun. Her people were dying. Her world was burning. But maybe, just maybe, someone was finally coming to help. The question was, would they arrive in time? 3 days passed like a nightmare. Jake Thompson was dead. His ship had crashed into an alien vessel, creating a fireball that lit up the sky. The explosion damaged the alien ship, but it healed itself within an hour. Jake's sacrifice bought the colony maybe 30 minutes. Lisa Martinez sat in the underground command bunker, surrounded by the last of her officers. Above them, alien creatures hunted through the ruins of New Eden's cities. The monsters had captured thousands of humans, wrapping them in web cocoons and carrying them to their ships. "Any word from the evacuation ships?" Lisa asked. Captain Ryan Brooks, now the highest-ranking military officer left alive, shook his head. "The aliens shot down most of them. Maybe 10,000 people escaped to the outer colonies. Everyone else is trapped here. 10,000 out of over 2 million. Lisa felt sick. Amy and Tony Kim worked at a communication station in the corner. For 3 days, they had kept one long-range transmitter working, broadcasting their location and situation into space. Most adults had given up hope, but the children refused to quit. "Mom, I'm getting something weird on the sensors," Amy called out. Dr. Walsh looked up from his alien samples. "What kind of weird?" "Big energy readings at the edge of the system, but they're not like alien ships." Lisa hurried over to Amy's station. On the screen, she saw readings that made no sense. Massive hyperspace distortions were forming near the outer planets, but the energy patterns looked familiar somehow. "Those are human signatures," Ryan said, studying the data. "But that's impossible. No human ships are that big." The first ship came out of hyperspace like a dark angel. It was huge, easily twice the size of the largest alien vessel. Its hull was black metal covered in weapons that Lisa had never seen before. Strange symbols marked its sides, but she couldn't read them. More ships followed. A carrier that looked like it could hold 1,000 fighters. A battleship with guns bigger than the colony's largest buildings. Vessels with designs that seemed wrong somehow, like they were built by people who had forgotten how to build normal things. "This is impossible," Ryan whispered. "These ships, they were destroyed 50 years ago. I've seen pictures in classified files. That's the TCS Vengeance. It was scrapped after the Titan War." Lisa remembered the Titan War from history classes. Humans fighting humans with weapons so terrible that both sides agreed to never build them again. Ships and weapons were destroyed. Treaties were signed. The war was supposed to be forgotten. But here were those ships, very much not destroyed. The lead ship opened communications. A woman's voice filled the bunker, calm and deadly. "New Eden Colony, this is Admiral Kate Sullivan commanding the Terran Ghost Fleet. We received your children's transmissions. Hold your positions. Prepare for immediate combat support." Lisa grabbed the microphone with shaking hands. "Admiral Sullivan, this is Colony Administrator Lisa Martinez. Thank God you're here. We have millions of civilians under attack." "Understood, Administrator. We've been tracking these aliens for 3 months. They call themselves Devourers. They've destroyed 17 worlds in this sector. Today, that stops." Ryan stared at the tactical display. "Admiral, with respect, you have maybe 20 ships. The aliens have over 60, and they can heal damage faster than we can inflict it." Admiral Sullivan's laugh was cold. "Son, you've been fighting them the wrong way. These creatures have never faced humans who truly understand war. Watch and learn." The first alien ships moved to intercept the human fleet. Lisa expected another hopeless battle like the one that killed Jake. Instead, she watched something that changed her understanding of what humans could do. The Ghost Fleet didn't fight like normal ships. They used weapons that deleted parts of the alien vessels from existence. Not destroyed them. Made them simply not exist anymore. When the aliens tried to heal those wounds, there was nothing to heal. Just empty space. One alien ship fired its green mind control beam at the human flagship. The beam hit the Vengeance's shields and bounced back, hitting the alien ship instead. Lisa watched in amazement as the alien crew went insane, their ship spinning wildly out of control. "How are they doing that?" Dr. Walsh asked in wonder. Admiral Sullivan's voice came over the radio again. "We've had 50 years to study alien psychology, Doctor. These creatures use fear and madness as weapons, but humans wrote the book on psychological warfare. We're just returning the favor." A squadron of human fighters launched from the carrier, but these weren't normal fighters. They moved in ways that hurt to watch, folding space around them in patterns that made the alien ships recoil in apparent pain. "Nightmare drives," Ryan breathed. "I thought they were just rumors." "What are nightmare drives?" Lisa asked. "Engines that manipulate space-time in ways that cause physical pain to any organic being that sees them. They were banned by every civilized species in the galaxy. Apparently not by us," Dr. Walsh observed. "The battle became a slaughter, not of humans, this time, but of the aliens who had seemed so unstoppable. The Ghost Fleet hunted them down with calculated brutality. When alien ships tried to retreat, human vessels followed them, broadcasting recordings of their destruction to any aliens within 50 light years. On the planet's surface, more human ships landed. These carried ground troops unlike any Lisa had ever seen. They wore armor that seemed to be alive, weapons that adapted to whatever they faced. Their leader identified himself as Colonel Matt Johnson. "Citizens of New Eden, this is Colonel Johnson. We're here to get you out of those cocoons." and send these aliens back to whatever hell they came from. Amy and Tony cheered from their station. Other adults in the bunker began to smile for the first time in days. Outside, they could hear the sound of human weapons firing, and for once, the aliens were the ones screaming. But Lisa had questions. Important questions. "Admiral Sullivan," she called over the radio. "Who are you people? These ships were supposed to be destroyed. How did you know to come here?" The Admiral's response chilled Lisa to the bone. "Administrator Martinez, let me tell you a secret that your government would prefer you never learned. Earth never abandoned its colonies. We've been out here the whole time, preparing for a war that everyone hoped would never come. Your daughter's broadcasts weren't heard by empty space. They were monitored by listening posts that officially don't exist." Lisa looked at Amy, who was grinning with pride. Her little girl had helped save their world by refusing to give up. "The question now," Admiral Sullivan continued, "is what message we send to the rest of the galaxy about what happens to species that threaten human children." The last alien ship exploded in a flash of light. New Eden was free. But Lisa realized that the galaxy was about to learn something new about humanity, something that would change everything. Admiral Kate Sullivan stood on the bridge of the TCS Vengeance watching the last alien ship burn, but she wasn't finished, not even close. "Commander Morgan, launch all fighter squadrons. I want every alien ship in this system hunted down. Not one escapes." Commander Alex Morgan nodded from his station. "Yes, ma'am. What about the ones trying to retreat? Especially those. When word of this battle spreads, I want every hostile species in the galaxy to know what happens when you threaten human civilians." On New Eden's surface, Colonel Matt Johnson led his troops through the ruins of the capital city. His soldiers moved like ghosts, their living armor adapting to every threat. The alien ground forces that had seemed so terrifying 3 days ago now ran in panic. Lieutenant Sarah Davis piloted her experimental mech through the streets. The machine was twice as tall as a man, with weapons that changed shape depending on what it faced. But the most important part was the neural link that connected the mech directly to Sarah's mind. "Contact ahead," Sarah reported. 3 alien bio-warriors holding civilians hostage." The aliens were wrapped around human captives, using them as shields. Traditional weapons would kill the hostages, but Sarah's mech wasn't traditional. She closed her eyes and let her human intuition guide the machine. The mech's weapons shifted into thin cutting beams that curved around the humans and struck only the aliens. It was impossible technology, guided by something no alien could understand. Human creativity. "Hostages freed," Sarah reported. Moving to the next sector, in the underground shelters, Amy Martinez and Tony Kim watched the battle through their periscopes. Human ships filled the sky, hunting down every alien vessel. Some of the alien ships tried to hide behind New Eden's moons. The human ships found them anyway. "How are they doing that?" Tony asked. "The aliens are cloaked." Dr. Walsh, who had been studying captured alien technology, had an answer. "The humans aren't using normal sensors. They're using something else, something the aliens can't hide from." Above them, Commander Morgan's fighters demonstrated exactly what Walsh meant. The human ships moved in formations that seemed to cause physical pain to the aliens. Their engines folded space in ways that made organic beings sick just from looking at them. The alien pilots, driven mad by the nightmare drives, crashed their ships into asteroids or fired randomly at empty space. Those that kept their sanity long enough to fight found that human weapons had evolved far beyond anything they knew. One alien battleship, larger than any other, tried to make a final stand near New Eden's largest moon. It fired every weapon it had at the approaching human fleet. The energy beams and biomissiles should have destroyed at least 3 human ships. Instead, the weapons simply vanished, deleted from existence by human quantum shields that had been banned by every galactic treaty. "This is impossible," the alien commander broadcast in broken human language. "These weapons are forbidden. You violate all laws of civilized warfare." Admiral Sullivan's response was broadcast across all frequencies in every alien language her computers could translate. "There are no laws when you threaten our children. There is no civilization when you hunt our families. You wanted to see, What humans become when we stop pretending to be civilized. Congratulations. This is what real human warfare looks like. The alien battleship tried to retreat. Admiral Sullivan wouldn't let it. All ships pursue and destroy. I want recordings of this sent to every alien government within 100 light years. Let them see what happens to species that prey on human colonies. The hunt lasted 6 hours. Human ships tracked down every alien vessel, no matter where they tried to hide. Some aliens surrendered, begging for mercy. Admiral Sullivan accepted their surrender, then destroyed their ships anyway. But they gave up. Lisa Martinez protested over the radio. Doesn't that mean something? It means they're smart enough to be afraid, Admiral Sullivan replied. But they still killed millions of humans on other worlds. They still tried to eat your families. Fear isn't enough. The galaxy needs to learn that attacking humans has consequences. On the planet's surface, Colonel Johnson's troops had freed all the human captives from the alien web cocoons. Most were alive, though traumatized. The aliens had been planning to take them back to their ships for processing into fuel. Amy Martinez ran to her mother when the all-clear signal sounded. Lisa held her daughter tight, unable to believe they were still alive. "Mom, the nice soldiers gave me this," Amy said, showing her a small device. "It's a communicator. They said, if bad aliens ever come again, we can call them directly." Lisa looked at the device. It was clearly advanced technology, nothing like what the colony normally used. Colonel Johnson approached them, his armor retracting to show a surprisingly normal human face. "Ma'am, Admiral Sullivan wants to speak with you about setting up a permanent defense station in your system." "A permanent station?" Lisa asked. "Yes, ma'am. After today, every hostile species in this part of the galaxy will know that New Eden exists. Some might try to attack again, seeking revenge. We can't let that happen." Lisa understood. By saving her colony, the Ghost Fleet had painted a target on it. Now they had to stay to protect what they had saved. Dr. Walsh studied the remains of alien technology scattered across the battlefield. What he found amazed him. The aliens had technology centuries ahead of most galactic civilizations. Their bioships could heal any damage, adapt to any weapon, survive in any environment. Yet the humans had destroyed them easily. "How?" Walsh asked Colonel Johnson. "How did you develop weapons that could beat technology like this?" Johnson's smile was cold. "Doctor, we've been preparing for this war for 50 years, while the galaxy played politics and signed peace treaties. We studied every hostile species we could find. We learned their weaknesses. We built weapons specifically designed to kill them. But the treaties, the laws against these weapons, don't apply to ships that officially don't exist, crewed by people who are already dead according to government records." Walsh realized the truth. The Ghost Fleet wasn't just Earth's secret weapon. It was Earth's promise that humanity would never again watch its people die without fighting back. The last alien ship exploded in a flash of green light. The sky above, New Eden, was clear again, filled only with human vessels. But across the galaxy, alien governments received the recordings of the battle. They saw human ships using weapons that deleted matter from existence. They heard Admiral Sullivan's promise that any species threatening humans would face extinction. The message was clear. Humanity had revealed its true face, and that face was terrifying. 2 weeks after the battle, Admiral Kate Sullivan walked through the rebuilt streets of New Eden's capital. Construction crews worked day and night, using advanced human technology to repair the damage faster than anyone thought possible. Children played in the parks again. People smiled, but everything had changed. Lisa Martinez joined the Admiral at the memorial they had built for Jake Thompson and the other defenders who died protecting the colony. Their names were carved in black stone, along with the words, "They held the line until help arrived." "How many other colonies are out there?" Lisa asked. "Places like New Eden that might need help?" "Hundreds," Admiral Sullivan replied. "Maybe thousands. Humanity has spread far across the galaxy, further than most alien species realize." Dr. Walsh approached them, carrying a data pad filled with his latest research. During the past 2 weeks, he had studied every piece of alien technology the Ghost Fleet had captured. What he found changed everything they thought they knew about the galaxy. "Admiral, you need to see this," Walsh said. The Devourers didn't attack us randomly. They have records of human colonies going back 50 years. They've been planning this assault for decades. What kind of records? Lisa asked. Star charts, population data, resource surveys. They know about every human world in this sector. Walsh's voice shook with excitement and fear. But here's the interesting part. They have similar data on dozens of other species. The Devourers have been systematically destroying entire civilizations. Admiral Sullivan studied the data. How many species have they wiped out completely? At least 20 that I can identify. Probably more. Each time they study their targets for years before attacking. They learn their weaknesses, their military capabilities, their population centers. And then they eat everyone, Lisa said quietly. Exactly. But Admiral, there's something else. The Devourers have encountered humans before, in other parts of the galaxy. The reason they targeted New Eden wasn't just for resources. Then why? Admiral Sullivan asked. They're afraid of us, our expansion rate, our adaptability, our willingness to fight. This attack was meant to test human resolve, to see if we would really defend our colonies. Admiral Sullivan smiled coldly. I think we answered that question. Amy Martinez ran up to them, followed by Tony Kim and several other children. Over the past 2 weeks, Amy had become something of a celebrity. News services across human space told the story of the 12-year-old girl who refused to stop broadcasting, even when death seemed certain. Admiral Sullivan, Amy said breathlessly. Colonel Johnson said you're leaving soon. Is that true? Not. Leaving, Amy, staying. We're building a permanent base in your system. Some of my ships will always be here to protect you. But what about other colonies? What if they need help too? Admiral Sullivan knelt down to Amy's level. That's a very good question. What do you think we should do? Amy thought for a moment. We should tell everyone about the secret listening posts, so other kids know someone is listening if they call for help. That's classified information, Amy. So was your ghost fleet. But you came anyway when we needed you. Admiral Sullivan looked at Lisa, who nodded. She's right. The secret is out anyway. Half the galaxy saw your ships yesterday. The Admiral stood up. You're both right. It's time to stop hiding. That evening, Admiral Sullivan made a broadcast that reached every human colony, every alien government, every space station and trading post within 100 light years. Lisa, Amy, and the other colony leaders watched from the rebuilt command center. People of the galaxy, Admiral Sullivan began. My name is Admiral Kate Sullivan of the Terran Ghost Fleet. For 50 years, my forces have operated in secret, preparing for threats that most governments hoped would never come. The Admiral's image appeared on screens across human space. In alien capitals, translators worked frantically to convert her words into hundreds of languages. 2 weeks ago, an alien species called the Devourers attacked New Eden Colony. They intended to consume every human on that world. Men, women, children. All of them would have been turned into fuel for alien ships. Admiral Sullivan paused, letting that sink in. But they made a mistake. They assumed humans would abandon our colonies when faced with superior force. They were wrong. Earth never abandoned its people. We have been watching. We have been preparing. We have been building weapons that can protect human families from any threat. On alien worlds, government leaders watched in growing alarm. The weapons they had seen in the battle recordings violated every treaty, every law of civilized warfare. From this day forward, let it be known throughout the galaxy, humanity protects its own. Any species that threatens human civilian populations will face not just retaliation but complete destruction. Dr. Walsh had provided Admiral Sullivan with data about other species the Devourers had destroyed. Now she shared those names: the Corvani, the Zathari, the Maklan Commonwealth. 23 civilizations wiped out by the Devourers while the galaxy stood by and did nothing. This ends now. Ryan Brooks, now promoted to Colony Defense Commander, received new ships and weapons from the Ghost Fleet, technologies that made the old patrol boats look like toys. But more importantly, He received training protocols and communication codes that connected New Eden to a network of human worlds. "How many colonies are in this network?" Ryan asked Colonel Johnson. "All of them. Every human settlement from here to the galactic core. We've been building this network for decades, waiting for the day we would need it." Amy Martinez kept the communicator the soldiers had given her, but now she knew it wasn't just for emergencies. It connected her to children on other worlds, kids who had faced their own dangers and survived because someone was always listening. As the weeks passed, alien governments began receiving reports from across the galaxy. Human colonies that had seemed weak and isolated were revealing hidden defenses. Ships that looked like cargo vessels were deploying weapons that shouldn't exist. Trading posts were turning into military bases overnight. Humanity had been hiding its true strength for 50 years. Now the mask was off. Some alien species chose diplomacy, sending ambassadors to human worlds with offers of friendship and trade agreements. They were welcomed warmly, treated with respect and kindness. Others chose to test human resolve, launching small attacks on remote colonies to see if the Ghost Fleet's protection was real. Those attacks failed. Quickly and completely. Lisa. Martinez stood in her office looking out at New Eden's growing cities. Her world was safe now. But more than that, her daughter Amy had helped reveal that humanity's children were never truly alone in the dark. Across the galaxy, the message spread in whispers and official communications, in fear and in hope. No one was coming. Until Earth's most feared warfleet showed up, and now everyone knew they were always watching, always listening, always ready to protect their own. The galaxy would never be the same.